Let's talk about something most retirees don't realize until it's already affecting them. You can spend 30 or 40 years building serious savings and still make a few quiet mistakes in retirement that puts those savings at risk. Not because you were reckless, not because you didn't plan, but because retirement income is a completely different problem than retirement savings. On this channel, we focus on building durable retirement income and bringing clarity to how annuities fit into well-structured retirement portfolios. And today I want to walk you through the most common retirement income mistakes I see, especially when it comes to structuring income, managing risk, and deciding how much should actually be guaranteed. Mistake one is turning retirement into a withdrawal percentage debate. The most common starting point I hear is, how much can I safely withdraw? Usually followed by, is the 4% rule still safe? I understand why that question is popular. It feels precise, it feels responsible, it feels mathematical, but retirement income isn't just a percentage problem. It's a structure problem. A withdrawal rate does not tell you which income is guaranteed, which income depends on markets, what happens during a downturn, how taxes affect withdrawals, what changes if one spouse passes away. A percentage does not create stability. Structure creates stability. If your entire retirement plan depends on markets delivering specific average returns every year, that's not really income planning. That's return dependency. And those are two very different things. Mistake number two is expecting a portfolio to act like a pension. For decades, pensions handled retirement income. Money showed up every month. It didn't fluctuate. It didn't depend on the S&P 500. Today, most retirees are responsible for generating their own income from their savings. So what happens? They expect their portfolio to behave like a pension, but markets don't behave like pensions. Markets fluctuate. They don't promise income. They don't smooth volatility. They don't guarantee duration. If your essential living expenses, housing, food, insurance, healthcare, depend entirely on market withdrawals, you're taking on pension-level responsibility without pension-level stability. That's where annuities often enter the conversation. Not as an all-or-nothing solution, but as a tool that can recreate some of the stability pensions used to provide. The mistake isn't avoiding annuities. The mistake is expecting volatility to behave like certainty. Mistake number three, ignoring sequence of return risk. Sequence of return risk is one of the most misunderstood threats in retirement. Let's say two retirees both average 6% over 25 years. Same average return, but one retires into a market downturn and is withdrawing income while markets are falling. That early damage matters. Losses combined with withdrawals reduce the base that future growth compounds on. And sometimes the portfolio never fully recovers. This is sequence of return risk. It's not about average returns, it's about timing. The first 5 to 10 years of retirement are often the most vulnerable. Now, this doesn't mean you should abandon growth entirely. It means your essential income probably shouldn't depend entirely on market timing. If core expenses are covered by stable sources like Social Security, pensions, or a structured annuity income, you gain flexibility. You don't have to sell investments when markets are down. That flexibility alone can dramatically improve long-term durability. Mistake number four is not defining an income floor. Now, many retirees have solid assets. They have IRAs, brokerage accounts, cash reserves, maybe an existing annuity or two, but they don't know how much of their income is guaranteed versus market dependent. And that distinction matters quite a lot. Income typically falls into two primary categories: guaranteed income and variable income. If most of your retirement income is variable, your lifestyle becomes sensitive to volatility. That tends to create stress, and stress leads to emotional decisions. Selling at the wrong time, abandoning strategy, overreacting to headlines. A defined income floor, or the portion of income that is contractually guaranteed for life, that tends to create clarity. Essentials are covered. Everything above that becomes flexible. That separation reduces anxiety and improves discipline, not to eliminate risk, but to stabilize the foundation. Mistake number five is overusing or misunderstanding annuities altogether. Now let's balance the conversation. Another mistake I see is allocating too much into annuities without fully understanding the trade-offs. Annuities are are tools. Different types solve different problems. Fixed annuities focus on principal stability. Income annuities focus on lifetime payouts. Indexed annuities aim to balance protection with some growth potential. Variable annuities carry market exposure with insurance features layered on. But locking up the majority of assets in long-term contracts without a clear role can reduce flexibility. And the goal here is not to eliminate all the risk. The goal is to allocate risk intentionally. Annuities should support your retirement structure. They should not dominate it. Mistake number 6 is ignoring tax coordination. Retirement income planning isn't just about generating cash flow. It's about generating tax-efficient cash flow. Many retirees underestimate required minimum distributions, Medicare premium surcharges, Social Security taxation, the impact of losing one spouse and moving into single brackets. If you don't coordinate IRA withdrawals, Roth conversions, annuity income, Social Security timing, you may unintentionally increase lifetime taxes. Income structure and tax planning are inseparable. A durable plan looks at both. Mistake number 7 is chasing returns instead of designing durability. Many retirees believe the solution is higher returns. If I just earn 8%, everything works. But retirement success isn't about maximizing returns. It's about stabilizing income. If your income is predictable, you can live confidently. If it fluctuates heavily, even strong long-term averages feel stressful. You don't need maximum performance, you need durability. And durability comes from structure. The bigger shift. Most retirement income mistakes trace back to one issue: no defined roles for money. Instead of asking what's the best investment, ask what role does each dollar play. Liquidity is meant for short-term needs, guaranteed income is meant for essentials, and growth is for long-term inflation protection. When roles are clearly defined, sequence of return risk is reduced. Emotional decisions decrease. Tax planning improves. Market volatility becomes manageable. Annuities are not magic. They're not for everyone, but when used properly, they can be a powerful tool for stabilizing part of a retirement income plan. The key here is clarity. If you're watching this and wondering how much of my retirement income should actually be guaranteed, that's exactly the type of question we help retirees answer every week. There's no obligation and no pressure. It's simply a structured conversation designed to give you clarity. If you'd like to schedule that free strategy session, there's a link below this video where you can book directly on our calendar. If this video helped you think differently about retirement income, make sure you've subscribed, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining.